Good morning, everybody. We're going to wait 1 minute so we can get ready at 10 o'clock. Greetings. And it's 10 o'clock. Greetings from the snow-capped mountains of Lake Tahoe, California. My name is Rick Hernandez, and I lead commercial innovation for Pitney Bowes. And I will be chairing today's sessions on startups. We'll be hearing from the latest disruptors and their innovative ideas from the Americas region. The robotics, last mile, and consumer experience experts will pitch their solutions and products along the way, explaining how they overcome challenges in the postal and logistics market. And then we will come together at the end for an analytical discussion reflecting on how the solutions they've put together can help our industry. I am delighted to have the following speakers: Matthias Leonardi from Trego, Laura Grisi, Head of Expansion at Yaego, Ali Asgari, co-founder of Dianomics, and finally Marcos Detri, CTO and co-founder of Muva. Each of them will tell their story and we'll come together for approximately 20 minutes live Q&A. And therefore, if you have any questions, what I would like you to do is to submit your questions in the Q&A box in your control panel. Now, I know nobody ever wants to be the first person to ask a question, but just to get everybody warmed up, I would ask you if you can go into that Q&A panel right now and submit a practice question for us. It would really help get things started. So you'll broken the ice and you'll know how to do it. But we're looking forward to a lively panel discussion and lots of questions, and it's always best when the folks in the audience participate. So with that said, first up we have Matthias Leonardi from Trego. Matthias is the CEO and co-founder. He's 31 years old, from Buenos Aires, and with a degree in industrial engineering from the Catholic University of Argentina. He loves technology and defines himself as a serial entrepreneur who has started everything from a dating app to an ice cream company to a last mile logistics company. He's done quite a few things. And with that, I will pass it over to Matthias.
Hello guys, my name is Matthias Leonardi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Trego. Thanks a lot for having me in this event. First of all, I would like to have a first definition of what is Trego and what we do. We define Trego as a last mile delivery solution that seeks to achieve a smooth delivery experience that can strengthen the connection between brands and its customers or consumers. We managed to create indispensable tools so that e-commerce, retail, restaurants, and pharmacies remain always at the forefront of consumer demands, solving their logistics with on-demand, same day, next day, and also pick up at convenient points. Why we created Trego, that is a company with more than 5 years from right now, that was based and started in Buenos Aires, Argentina, mainly because we see that the opportunity of the last mile delivery is huge. Logistics is the main problem for the growth of e-commerce in Latin America. It also represents up to the 50% of the total costs of the logistics of a company. And this last mile delivery, that is the last step up to the package is received for the online shopper, is the most inefficient and also the most expensive. That's why the Trego, applying technology and with the shared economy model, we want to make the delivery experience much better. Also, the opportunity is that in Latin America, the average time of delivery is usually 5 to 7 days. Companies, logistics, traditional operators are not able to absorb high demands or peaks. They can't offer real-time tracking visibility that this traditional creates a poor experience for the online shoppers less successful deliveries, and also represents finally higher logistic costs for these small and medium companies and retailers. In the other side, we have online shoppers that are increasing their demands and requirements when they decide to buy whatever in one shop on other online shop. They want more flexible and less expensive deliveries and simpler returns. And in the last side, we can have the food delivery sector where you can have restaurants using DoorDash, Deliveroo, Rappi, Uber Eats that are great uh, companies that create demand to these restaurants, but in the end they charge them very high commissions. So there is a huge opportunity to help that these restaurants to sell directly to the customers with their own brands and not behind these super apps. We define Trego also as one network where we have multiple solutions for multiple industries. Trego is one of the largest multi-purpose collaborative network in LATAM. We provide faster, reliable, and cost-efficient last-mile tech solutions across multiple industries. As our service, we have on-demand delivery, same-day delivery, inverse logistics, and also a solution for drop-off of sellers and merchants, and also a pick-up point solutions for online shoppers that prefer to pick up their packages in a convenience store. We are a company that right now we have presence in 3 countries, Argentina, Mexico, and Uruguay. We actually are present in all these cities that we are seeing right now, and this is just getting started for us. Just to have an idea of how was the last year of COVID for us, it was a great year for the logistics sector, where we could leverage all these opportunities and create a 6x of growth if we compare the last year with the previous one. We managed to create and deliver more than 1.2 million successful deliveries for more than 800 monthly active clients. We also have a profitable operation, and as a product, as a technology company that we connect with mainly all e-commerce platforms, Bidex, Mercado Libre, PrestaShop, Magento, and we always said to our clients that we want to make smooth experience for them, and no matter where they sell, we can integrate with our API to any TMS, OMS, or any type of delivery or web platform. As value proposition to our clients, we have a 24/7 service all days of the week, real-time tracking notification, customer support online for them, notification of and proof of deliveries, low rates in comparison to logistic traditional operators, and also intelligent algorithms that help us to make smarter routes. These finally have products of more efficient and successful deliveries. We have a very important focus on the customer experience. That's why we notify the recipient or the online shopper in all the delivery process. We send them email, SMS, so they can be always with the control of their delivery. This is why we have a great rate of first delivery acceptance. And this is mainly an example of how we communicate with the client, sending them the notification that we are visiting their address or home in the next few hours. We also have a real-time tracking that anyone receiving a package of Trego can have access rapidly to a URL where they can have a real-time tracking, having also the security and the information of the courier, having the name, the telephone, and his tax ID, just to have a secure delivery, and also can have the opportunity, if the recipient is not at home, to call the driver and perhaps deliver the package to a neighbor. We also have a complete and full control panel of deliveries for our sellers or merchants, where they can have a complete access and visibility of all their deliveries with Trego, having the right the hour of delivery, the name of the person who received it, the digital proof, and all that. We also have an incredible dashboard so that our clients, sellers, and merchants could have information about the business. Information help them to take more efficient decisions about how they can run or how is the logistic operation about their business, so they can have the areas where we are delivering more packages, what day of the weeks are higher on deliveries than others, at what time of the day Tergo is delivering more packages, and all that. How does the on-demand delivery works? That is the other services that we provide to our clients. We have a self-service web platform and also an app where someone or any retail or small and medium companies can have the personalization of creating their own route of delivery, have an instant quote, and also select the type of vehicle they prefer for their route. They can ask for a motorbike, a bike, a car, a minivan. This is an example of the digital proof of delivery, how it looks when someone receives the package. And why us is the main question for our clients. Here you can have a quite view of a lot of logos of different industries and also sector. As I said, we have clients like McDonald's, Wendy's, Bev, Mercado Libre, Google, Lacoste. Mainly, we have experience helping our client to reduce up to a 30% of the logistic cost they usually have, and also improve up to 62% the delivery times. That's why Trego is a solid solution for any type of company in Argentina and also in Latam. We have a very ambitious growth roadmap in Latin America, where we usually want to expand our operation in Colombia, Paraguay, Peru, Chile, and also Brazil, having also Buenos Aires as the base of operation and the IT team. And how we will do this growth, leveraging our customer clients in other countries that always perhaps operate in other countries, and also focusing in the solution for B2B and using our alliances with marketplaces or e-commerce platforms. As a team, we are a team of three. Myself, Joaquin is the COO, and Nicolas is the CTO. We also said that we are a quite proven, efficient team that with 200K, the growth from friends and family, we managed to create a 500K monthly recurring revenue business and still growing. I also want to share with you guys a video of Trego drone deliveries, something that as a technological company, we always are looking how we can make this last mile delivery more efficient. That's why we are continuous making improvements with technology to make this last mile solution more cost efficient and better. This was a test that we created in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Well, this is just a beta of Trego drone delivery, but we want to go through and make the last mile delivery more efficient. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Obrigado. Here is also my email. If someone have any doubt, I will be glad to answer it right now. Also, you can visit us in tregocity.com. Thank you very much for having me in this event. It was a pleasure to share you about Trego. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Matias. Appreciate that. Next up, I have Laura Grisi, who's head of expansion at Yaego. At 23 years old, Laura is heading the strategic coordination of Yaego in 5 Latin American countries. Laura speaks 4 languages and fluently and has a BBA degree at the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, studies at ESSEC Business School and the Monash University of Malaysia. She speaks English, Spanish, German, and French. I will now pass it over to Laura.
Hello everyone, my name is Laura Grisi and I am the head of expansion of the delivery startup Yaego. We are based in Bolivia and we are valued at $20 million. In today's presentation, I'll be focusing on
you seem to be having some technical difficulties there.
To the merchants. But firstly, we need to understand why this startup was originally created, meaning which problems are we solving in Bolivia and in other countries.
Well, if I was funny,
Latin
this is where I would
America.
get up and start telling a joke, but I'm not very funny when I try. So let's see if we can get the presentation up and running. All right, well, since we have a few minutes here, I will, while we're waiting for Laura to get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Laura Grisi.
Technology. The one thing you can count on technology is it never works exactly the way you want it to. So with that in mind, Matthias, while we're waiting here, just wanted to get your perspective. Do you see DoorDash and Deliv as direct competitors to you? And what I heard from your business model, is that you're actually not taking the same go-to-market strategy they are. You're actually trying to help the restaurants keep some of that margin and keep their costs down. Is that a fair way to describe your business?
Yeah, that's a very good differentiation between DoorDash and a company like Trego. But mainly the first most important differentiation with that type of company is that Trego is not a marketplace as DoorDash, Rappi, Uber Eats, where people can buy food or order, I don't know, any drinks. We focus and want to help our clients are primarily B2B, and in companies like DoorDash and Rappi and all that, mainly their clients are people, individuals. So that is the first and most important differentiation between DoorDash and a company like Treo. We are not a marketplace, and we don't focus in directly to consumers, no. And as you also correctly said, as a company, we are not charging them any high commission as DoorDash does, mainly because, as I said, we try to occupy the space of helping the restaurants just only with the last mile delivery, not in the ordering space or area that DoorDash perhaps, like a company, is great helping also restaurants creating demand.
Great. Well, that's a good precursor to the conversation we're going to have a little later. I'll turn it back over to the Triangle staff. I think we have Laura's presentation ready to go now.
I'll be focusing on the technological solutions we're bringing to the merchants. But firstly, we need to understand why this startup was originally created, meaning which problems are we solving in Bolivia and in other countries of Latin America. So I'll just start sharing the presentation. Just a quick moment. And so, as I was saying, today's presentation, it's called Challenges and Solutions for E-commerce in Bolivia. As we are headquartered in Bolivia, I thought it would be proper to only focus in one country. However, these challenges and solutions can also be seen in other neighboring countries like Paraguay, where we also have operations. So I just start right ahead. And so the first challenge we can see in Bolivia is that culturally the people are not used to online payments. Like not long ago, online payments was not existent in Bolivia basically. However, since the pandemic, it was seen that there was a higher demand of online payments. But it's still a lot of people, a lot of users, and a lot of merchants, commerces, business are really not used to it, and they lack the trust of doing online payments. So nowadays, we actually have 95% of our sales are made through cash, but we can all agree that for e-commerce, online payments are super important. So we are now starting to slowly give more information to the merchants and more information to the users that this is an easier payment method. And so slowly, especially among younger people, there is a higher and higher demand for that. But still, it still is a big challenge and a big problem for e-commerce. Secondly, there is the last mile delivery problem, which is funny because we're actually focusing on the last mile delivery. But why is this a problem? Because in Bolivia, we don't have a postal service, not a formal one at least. I don't receive letters to my home, for example, and we don't have clear addresses. And so you can imagine how difficult it can be for a driver or for, I don't know, to just reach your home and know that this is your home and not your neighbors or somewhere in between. For example, like when I have to say to a friend that like the oral address of my home, I have to tell him, well, that's to the second bridge to the left, and then 100 meters to the right. Then you see a pharmacy, and that's the second house to the left. So you can understand how difficult this can be for e-commerce. But well, with the Google API, this has become well easier, but there are still a lot of homes, a lot of houses that they're out of reach of the delivery service, meaning they're just outside the city centers or maybe live in smaller villages. So there is a huge, well, unattended market out there that we don't really know. So in Bolivia, there's a challenge of democratizing the delivery service. And so, thirdly, there is a lot of lack of information within the merchants, especially because they don't really know uh, what kind of technological solutions companies have nowadays. They think that they have to invest a lot of money on a website, on a logistics solution, on technology, on developers, and they just don't really know what kind of market they're missing. They don't know companies like Yaigo can bring their solutions, can broaden their customer base, can give them another sales channel, and they don't know, and maybe sometimes they don't even care that there is more out there. Um, so there's that. That's the three main challenges Bolivia has right now. And with that in mind, I go to the first technological solutions we now have, and that's as easy as a marketplace. We have an app, it's called Yaigo app, and we have basically everything in that app from food delivery, uh, supermarkets, pharmacies, we have online donations. We now sell tickets for the lottery, for example. We have Yaigo Travel. We're beginning to sell plane tickets. We have subscriptions to Netflix. And so, all in all, we try to be a super app where the user just need to enter that app and have everything at hand. So, secondly, We have Diego Business. It's pretty good for companies who not only have the food delivery service, but they want to arrange their deliveries internally. For example, we have a lot of banks affiliated with us who just want to deliver their credit cards to their customers. So they can use our business platform and do that. So that's a pretty cool solution for merchants who don't really want a marketplace, but they want to arrange their deliveries internally. Thirdly, we have Diego Store. This is our latest and newest addition, like unit business, and that's basically a web domain we give to the merchants, which is integrated with our logistic platform. So, for example, if a store, let's say a clothes store, want to have a website and and at the end that it can be delivered to their customers, we can give them the domain. They can arrange their website as they like, with their own graphic line, however they like, and then we give them all the technology they need with only a monthly fee. So this is pretty new, and I think this solution will bring a lot of people out in the e-commerce and broaden their sales channel, which is our main goal at the end. But we don't only have Diego Store, we have our newest project. It's project because we're launching it in 2 weeks, but still it's a really nice solution, and it's called Milla. It comes from Millaigo, and it's basically a pickup and drop off points throughout the whole city with minimum cost of delivery. And so we're just putting Milla points throughout the city where people can really drop off a package. And well, we have drivers driving all over the city, and at some point they pick up that package and they can bring it to the next Milla point where another person can pick that up. So that's our latest solutions. And so as soon as we launch that product, we are trying to do intercity deliveries so that people who live in the city can sell to the other part of the country. This is and automatically. So this does not exist in Bolivia. Like, this solution is super new. People may be hearing from Amazon they do it the whole time. In Bolivia, that's super new. So if you have a business in Bolivia or want to sell online in Bolivia, this can be a really nice option. So that would be the 4 main solutions we're bringing to the merchants. So at the end, we like to think of ourselves as the technological partner. So no matter where or what they want to sell, we can bring them the solutions, we adapt to their needs. And well, that's basically it. So I thank you all for your attention. If you have any questions, you can stay to the live Q&A, or you can just write me through my email. That's laura@diegoapp.com, or you can write me through LinkedIn. This is my link.
Thank you, Laura. It was an interesting presentation. I definitely have some questions for you. For our third speaker of the session, we have Ali Asghari, who is the co-founder of Dianomics. He is a CPA with an entrepreneur with more than 20 years of experience across diverse industries. He has a master's degree in finance and accounting and is a PhD dissertator in international relations. He's been the founder of 8 companies so far, and with 2 successful exits. He's recently pitched his Pilot's Friend functional drink on CBC's Dragon's Den, aired on Canada's national TV. In 2020, he co-founded Dianomix, a Calgary-based startup which develops cost-effective last-mile autonomous delivery solutions for community retailers. At Dianomix, Ali brings his expertise in corporate strategy, governance, finance, marketing, and business development, and complements his co-founder's expertise in software development, AI, and autonomy. Now I will turn it over to Ali.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Rockies in Canada. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks to Rick for his kind introduction, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of the WMX Americas 2021 to introduce you to Dianomix. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through our pitch slides. Bear with me. Okay, here we are. This is quite an inspiring quote for those who wish to leave a dent in the universe. Welcome to the world of Dianomix. Dianomix is a Canadian technology enterprise based in Calgary. We use autonomous delivery robots housed at community retail stores to deliver goods purchased through the retailer's existing web presence. Our initial model drives on sidewalks and bike lanes with a speed between 3 to 10 miles per hour. What are the delivery challenges for the retailers these days? During pandemic, social distancing protocols must be followed, which is not quite possible when deliveries are made with people. Human-based traditional methods are too expensive, and the retailers are subsidizing their deliveries, dipping into their already thin margins. Shoppers seeking convenience and demanding home deliveries more and more. At the same time, they are sensitive to the delivery fees and don't want to pay that extra cost. However, in an already competitive market, the retailers are keen to keep their customers happy. In short, the current methods are not sustainable, and the retailers are searching for more cost-effective solutions. Let's look at the market size. The market size for last mile delivery is over $78 billion. Based on McKinsey and Company, by 2025, 80% of the market will be autonomous delivery. This might be too optimistic in our opinion, but shows the growth potential for this market. There are around 45,000 supermarkets in North America who hire at least 50 employees and sell minimum of $2 million per year. Most of these supermarkets do not offer online sales or home deliveries because that is currently too expensive. It's interesting to know that in 2019, almost $38 billion has been spent on just shipping costs via Amazon. We know for a fact that Amazon does not charge actual shipping costs to its customers, and more often than not, the suppliers pay for the most part. What do we offer as a solution? The most cost-effective delivery model. Currently, based on American Grocers Association, the cost of delivery is over $10 per order, which is too high. Our solution reduces the cost at least by 50 to 75%. We provide a fully managed fleet. As soon as the orders are fulfilled and loaded in the robot, we take over from the moment of dispatch until deliveries are completed and the empty robot returns to the retailer's base. Retailers will have no human resources or union issues, no overtime, holiday hours or lockdowns, and no vehicle maintenance or accidents to deal with. Our state-of-the-art automatic unloading mechanism eliminates the need for the shoppers to be at home upon delivery. Our robotic arm reaches inside the cargo box to pick up the bag and drop off at the shopper's doorsteps, takes a picture and sends it to the shopper's email or phone number as a delivery confirmation. The cargo box has a similar size to a large shopping cart. While it is large enough to accommodate 10 bags, it's only 2 feet wide, which can perfectly fit on every sidewalk, sharing the road with pedestrians, bikers, or pets. It's up to 10 deliveries, but would depend on the number of bags per order, so it may be less than 10 deliveries. Our model is optimized to help retailers to cover a minimum of a 3-mile radius of the retail store. Within this range, based on our simulations, all deliveries are guaranteed to happen in less than 2 hours. About 2/3 of deliveries would be delivered in less than 1 hour. I also would like to add that our technology provides a sustainable and green solution to the traditional delivery methods. Imagine how much traffic and carbon footprint would be eliminated by switching to a battery-powered robotic delivery. We offer a complete solution. It's not just providing the technology or the robot. We help our retail partners to set up and integrate their systems with ours as well. The fulfillment center will take around 250 square feet for an average size setup. Of course, for the retailers with a smaller space or less order quantities, which means a smaller number of robots, they would need an even smaller area. Upon fulfillment, each bag will get a unique RFID tag, which links the shopper's delivery address and request delivery time from the database. Those would be placed on the smart shelves as shown in the rendering, or might be placed directly inside the cargo box. Choosing the bags to be loaded and the route is optimized automatically. Each time a robot needs to be loaded for dispatch, the bags ready to go inside the cargo box will be indicated by a flashing light. The person responsible for loading picks up the bag and hangs it inside the cargo box. There are RFID scanners inside the cargo box that read the tag. We help the retailers to integrate our software into their e-commerce system for a quick and payless implementation. In this slide, you will see the list of other companies who are trying to find the robotic solution for the last mile delivery. We have not included drones here as they are not considered practical for the same application, at least for the near future. A lot of money is being spent at this space, and several huge companies are seeking a workable solution. Some of the companies have based their model only on food delivery. Some of them are working on vehicles that travel on the roads and highways, but are many years away from having a viable solution. Some of them are designed for single delivery, and none of them could auto-unload. This makes our solution unique and the most cost-effective. Why now? We started working on our idea more than 2 years ago as a convenience and economical solution for retailers and shoppers. COVID has changed the need for autonomous delivery from convenience to a necessity. Due to the extensive work on autonomous cars, there are good advancements in technologies that can be deployed in building our solution. There will be several years to see fully autonomous cars on the roads or drones flying safely. Imagine a fully autonomous car breaks or loses its connection on a highway. It's a recipe for a disaster. Or if a drone stops working in midair, gravity has only one direction, which means falling on people's head or something like that. However, it will be quite safer for robots to travel on sidewalks or bike lanes at a relatively low speed. If something goes wrong, it simply stops on a sidewalk. It creates no immediate risk to anyone. Let's look at our business model. Our technology is viable globally, but our strategy is to start with the US and Canadian markets first. Our solution is the best fit for every last mile player. However, our strategy is to start with the large retail chains, then grocery home delivery services and parcel delivery companies. Then comes online retailers and independent shops. In terms of the revenue, we have 3 streams. First, equipment subscription fee of around $50 per day per robot. Second, when the robot is on the route, we charge $5 per hour for monitoring. The third one is a bonus, where the surface of the robot is rented for advertising materials. Let me introduce you to our founders team. Marius is the main brain behind our venture. He is a rare combination of technical mind and a visionary businessman with multiple international level awards for technology products and has a successful exit in his resume. Olivier is a sharp technology leader and software architect who has worked as one of the technical leads on Waymo autonomy stack for Google. He also occasionally teaches software architecture at the University of Calgary. Rick has already introduced me at the start, so I won't bore you with my information. Let's see where we are today. Our MVP is complete, and we have done multiple drone demos with local retailers, and the feedback has been great. Checking all the safety boxes, we are the first company in Alberta that received a permit from the Ministry of Transportation to test our robot on the public roads. As the technology is new, it was a long process. But at the end, we received general liability insurance for our robots to operate in public. Signing a pilot test agreement has been a big milestone for us, and we are glad that we have a partner to test our robots when ready. We recently started our seed round to raise funds for our pilot test phase, and we are in the process of finalizing the term sheet with our lead investor. As they say, if you don't ask, you don't get. We seek retail experienced people as mentors or members of advisory board. If you are in a retail business and interested in adopting our solution to enhance your delivery services, please contact us. As mentioned, we have started our seed round. Our goal is to raise $2 million to fund building up to 20 units of our robots and continue to develop the software and technology. If you are a VC or a visionary angel investor interested in a disruptive technology, please reach out to us. Last but not least, we seek connections for industrial designers and manufacturers who can help us in building robots. This is our email, and we will be happy to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. That was very illuminating, and I definitely have some questions for you at the end of this. Finally, we have Marcos, our fourth and final speaker. He is the CTO and co-founder of Muva. Marcos Detri is born in Buenos Aires in 1969. He currently lives in Barcelona. That's the sparkling background you see behind him on the hills there. He graduated as an IT engineer from the University of Argentina, and he's the co-founder and CTO of Muva, which is a digital platform that captures idle logistics capacity and transforms it into high efficiency and low cost package delivery solutions, enabling same-day shipping. Marcos also co-founded EC Europe, provider of doctor-patient communication products for the human health market and mobile healthcare apps. Finally, Marcos is also the co-founder and CTO of Deramate.com, which is a website dedicated to e-commerce and online auctions in Latin America, which was acquired by Mercado Libre. And with that, I will now turn it over to Marcos.
Hi, I'm Marcos Detri, co-founder and CTO of Muva. So let's start from the beginning. What's the purpose of Muva? Our purpose is we reimagine last mile logistics for a sustainable world. This is what we had in mind when we created Muva. And our value proposition is to be a one-stop shop for same-day last-mile delivery services and technology. This means that Muva provides delivery services as well as licensing our full technology to other logistic companies. We also provide routing and clustering tech to third parties. Let's start with our delivery services. So, what are the problems we are solving? I would say that traditional logistics have a non-flexible fleet. For example, adding 40% more capacity in the short term is not possible due to purchasing of fleets, hiring, training drivers. All that takes a lot of time. By the way, all systems in traditional logistics were creating thinking or at least 2 days delivery services. And everything is package-centric. All logistics, everything is thinking about the package. What are we proposing? As we use the idle time from existing logistics, we are flexible on the type of fleet we can use, and we can add more capacity in a very quick and efficient way. Sometimes, in a week, we can prepare and deliver a full no custom-made logistics service for a client. All our software was created with the purpose of solving same-day delivery, and we are customer-centric. Customer needs go first, not package needs. We started 2.5 years ago, and in a very short period of time, we are delivering packages in Argentina, Chile, Peru, Mexico, and Uruguay. Now, let's see what big opportunities lay around. We think that a big opportunity is in manufacturers going directly to consumers. The traditional path starts with the manufacturer and goes through the wholesaler, then the retailer, and finally arrives to the consumer. We believe that there is a great opportunity for going M2C, and we are working together with many clients on M2C delivery. So let's see some of the clients that are using our shipping services. We proudly ally with great companies. In the pharma, with Boehringer Ingelheim, in electronics, as HP and Samsung, in apparel, as Guess, in logistics, UPS, on banking, with Scotiabank, on food, McCain, and many more. This is the coverage for our direct shipping services at the moment. We expect to go to many more geographies soon. But we are also providing our technology as a service to traditional logistics companies in Central America. They provide same-day delivery services with technology powered by Muba. Our technology has a software app platform for movers, a dashboard for clients, and a dashboard for transporters. As part of the one-stop solution for last-mile logistics, we also provide our technology to small and medium-sized logistic companies that use Muba not only to do shipments from our marketplace, but also to process their own shippings with Muba technology. We also have some clients for our routing and clustering technology as an API service. In this way, Muba Tech is incorporated in third-party solutions. Our tech was created to solve specific needs of same-day delivery. We are able to route synchronously more than 150 shippings, enabling a driver in the middle of his delivery schedule to add more shippings and have a new optimized route in seconds. Our tech has integration with all major e-commerce platforms, enabling a one-click solution for sellers. If you have an e-commerce site with Vitex, Magento, PrestaShop, Fenicio, Shopify, WooCommerce, Tienda Nube, Mercado Envíos, and others, you are one click away to sending all your same-day shipments with Muba. We also have a few banks that have integrated with our API to deliver credit debit cards on the same day they are issued. Through our integration, the final client receives a welcome message a few seconds after the card is delivered. All these great things are possible thanks to the great team that Muba has. We have a talented group of people with great experience at all levels. We also have a Tier 1 group of investors, led by AFG Labs and Mobile, Prosus Napsters, among others. Thank you very much for your attention. Mova, one-stop shop for same-day, last-mile delivery.
Wow, what an interesting group of companies and amazing sets of technologies. I have to say, this is it's always impressive to see what people are doing in the startup space. I've got a few questions, and I will again ask our audience to submit additional questions through the panel. If you can see that under the questions link there, and just click on that and submit your questions directly to us. I'm going to start with a really simple question that came in, and it's specific to the Anomix company, but I think it's a broader question that you can ask. So what happens when a bag breaks, or something goes wrong with the robots? And then I think the bigger question is for the rest of the panelists, in a lot of these asset light models, how do you deal with liability, responsibility? Like when I deal with a merchant client, they always want one throat to choke, and I always find somebody in the customer service team to be that person when I can. But how do you deal with that when you have this asset light network with lots of different pieces? And I'm very interested in the robot. Like, what happens when something falls apart in the robot? I'll ask one other thought around that is I do planning as a hobby with the city of Half Moon Bay. And the question comes to me is, should a robot even have the right to go on a sidewalk? Should it even have the right to be in a bike lane? These are the kinds of questions that I think about. So I'm curious what the panel's responses are to those. And Ali, I'll turn it over to you to get started.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Like this is a new technology. Obviously, there will be some kind of a
We lost you there, Ali.
how about now?
Yes, I can hear you. You cut out as you were talking about new technology.
Oh, sorry. Like this is a new technology, so it will be kind of new to the consumers. So it will be a new experience, definitely. But our robots are monitored like all the time, and we have a 360 degrees camera with recordings all the time. And it is also remotely being monitored by an operator that in case of a need, it can communicate with anyone around the robot. But the robot itself can be localized within 1 inch with the location transmitted in real time. So we can locate if somebody wants to move it or push it around so precisely, we can locate it. So it will be it won't be the best idea for someone to try to mess with the robot. And there has been similar experiences in big cities, like where the competitors, like they have tried to put their robots on the road. There is a very rare case of incidents, but nonetheless, accidents can happen. Like an accident can happen with the car, accident can happen with the bike or anything. And we have insurance for that. There is general liability insurance that covers the cargo as well as the robot itself. But is it safe to be on the sidewalk, to your other part of the question? So definitely, as I explained in the presentation, the safest. And it is not our end goal to stay on the sidewalks, but this is the fastest way to get into the autonomous delivery and the robotic delivery without the need to go into the highways, because the technology is not there yet. So like the roads are not ready yet, and the cars, like Tesla is working on it, and many other cars are working on, like Waymo, but it is not there. The infrastructure and the networking and all the technology, and the drones as well. Like uh, they can't carry like the heavy loads, and each time they want to land, they need a specific designated space for the drones to land. And also, if something goes wrong for the robots to fall on people's head, there are those safety matters. But technology is moving fast. I'm pretty sure that for both being on the highway and or in the air, there will be solution. But it will be a long time until we get there. That's why we decided to start from the sidewalks. And then when the technology is available and the infrastructure is there, we can move on the highways as well. So I hope that answers the question, but yeah, so let me know.
Thank you. Matthias, I'm curious, you're experimenting with drones. I'm curious how you thought about those same types of questions.
Well, yes, it's something to keep in mind. Something that I agree with Dali is that, as we all know, technology is growing fast in every part of the world, and sometimes the local regulations perhaps are not adapting so fast as technology is growing. No, so in a way, we see as a tech company that is always we seek to improve the experience in the last mile delivery, and we see that with autonomous vehicles that could be autonomous cars or perhaps also drones, we are sure that this type of vehicles, in the case of drones, will make a disruption in the last mile delivery. We are now seeing companies perhaps in the north of Europe or perhaps in the States that are countries perhaps that have been working more in the local regulation of these type of new technologies that are actually having a real impact, in the delivery experience, delivering packages perhaps in areas that are complex of making that last mile delivery. But yes, perhaps in Latin America, that is where we are born and raised in a way. Yes, we see that there is a space and some time for local regulations and legislation of governments that they have to update in a way. No, so that we see that perhaps in other countries, on other regions, the reality of seeing drones in the streets or some places far much closer from nowadays. But in Latin America, perhaps we see that in the midterm, we will see drones in activity, and disrupting this last mile delivery.
Yeah, and if I want to add one more point to that, is that there are like vast sidewalks available in North America, and those are the least used resources here. So it's a good way of putting them in proper use.
Yes, I also think that always technology comes first. You have to have a clear case of technology, and then regulation will come. It will come later, but first our mission is to get the technology there and to get a good solution to be able to press for a regulation later.
Laura, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, that's super interesting because I just saw today on LinkedIn that the Domino's has now some sort of delivery robot in the United States, in Houston. So it's quite funny that we're just talking about it. So yeah, it's just the regulations to come and to the government to adapt to new technologies.
They're interesting questions, for sure. Certainly we spend a lot of time as Pitney Bowes working with government entities on regulation and questions about what we can and can't do. Laura, I'm going to start the next question with you. What are your customers most excited about when they use your product? And I'm going to ask the same question to all of the panelists, but Laura, if you want to get started, like what gets your customers fired up?
So one difference we have with Pedidos Ya, Rappi, and Uber Eats is that we don't sonify our customers, like our orders. So the orders we get from food, they can be delivered like 10 miles away or 20. Sorry, I'm talking kilometers. 10 kilometers away from me. from the restaurant, excuse me. So that's one thing the customers really like from us. And another thing, well, we have customers that are also the merchants, of course, and they also like that we charge lower fees, commission fees, not like other, we charge real fees from 10 to 12% because we know they're like, we're their partners instead of charging 25 to 30% commission fees from their wholesale. So that's one, the two main things really differentiate us from the competition, really.
It's hard to have a fast, flexible, and cheap network. So how do you strike that balance? And being able to do a same day delivery from a restaurant that's 10 kilometers away, it seems like that would be an expensive proposition. Can you talk about the secret sauce that you have there?
Like we realize that the customers don't really care that their food comes cold or in 1 hour. They don't care because we do receive those kind of orders.
Huh.
Like, so they know, okay, I'm super far away from the restaurant, but it's a nice restaurant and I like it. So I don't care to pay more and to have that cold food. So yeah.
Okay. Every market has interesting things about it. Marcos.
Yeah, sure. When we get new customers, I'm always very excited about how getting more customers to our network gets better network effects that we produce in our existing clients. So we are a technology business, and clearly adding more clients and more shippings optimizes all we can do. Our software can work much better and get much better deliveries and routes. So that's always a very good something that we are always looking at.
When you look at your model, are you looking at like the idle capacity of a company that typically owns its own assets? So like a soda distributor or a food distributor, are those the kinds of assets that you're looking to reuse in country?
Oh yeah, sure. Today you have lots of companies that are making deliveries, and many deliveries are made from point A to point B, but that same truck comes back empty from point B back to its base. So using Moova technology, they can just check if there's anything around where they are, going to where they are, to where they go. So basically, that company already has to do that that way. Has to expend that gas and pay that salary. So basically, we are adding and giving them opportunity to use all their idle logistics. So basically, Moova does not own a single car, not a single person that delivers. We are all our network is based on idle logistics.
So you're acting as effectively as a spot market for empty backhaul. Is that kind of how I could look at your fleet?
Yes, correct. But when you have huge amounts of empty buckles, you with technology you create a great fleet that can deliver in the same day. Most of our deliveries are for sales that are done on the morning, and we deliver on that same afternoon.
And are they like the customer buys something today, or is it typically going to be a next day delivery from the consumer perspective? Not from when you get the order tendered to you, but I mean, it seems like it's incredibly complex to manage a dynamic spot market like that.
It is, but it can be done. We are delivering, I would say that around 70% of our shippings are for same day. So the sales are done on the same day on the morning, and we deliver in the afternoon, and the rest is delivered on the next day.
Wow, it's impressive. Matias, over to you. What gets your customers excited?
Okay, well, what we think that customers enjoy or love about Trego is that the the easiest way just to connect their e-commerce to Trego solution, and that opens them a huge wide type of services that they can provide to their potential or actual clients. This is just offering them 60 minutes deliveries, same day deliveries, next day deliveries, and also deliveries in pickup points. So I think that what they enjoy most of Trego is that the easiest UX usability of the clients to connect rapidly with our technology, and also to make them feel that we are partners in this business. We are not a supplier, a provider in a way. We want them to improve their sales and to sell more in a way, no? We always tell them if their business grows, we also will be happy because we will have more packages to deliver, no? So we try to work a lot in that relationship with our clients, and they usually enjoy and are very happy to feel that Trego is looking forward to grow their business in a way, no? That's thing. I think that the clients enjoy most of being part of our family.
That's great when you can get that family feeling with your clients. They bring things to you that you wouldn't otherwise get. But when you're operating in a country like Argentina, which is massive, I mean, it's for the US folks, it's 3 times the size of Alaska with a population of about 40 million people. Are you focusing your efforts in the Buenos Aires area only, or are you trying to cover the whole country?
Well, as you talk, Buenos Aires is like the most active economic city in Argentina, but we also have activities in other 7 cities of Argentina, the main other 7 cities. But I will say that mostly the 90% of all our operations is currently in Buenos Aires, but we also have some interesting opportunities to also develop a better last mile delivery in other cities that perhaps are like far away from Buenos Aires, and they have not so much logistic companies in a way, no? So as you said, Argentina is huge. It's like a jungle in a way of to operate there, with a lot of complex variables that we have in the just not only in the logistics sector, but also in the economy and all that. But we also look forward to continue our expansion in Argentina, because there are a lot of cities that need more flexible, fast, and reliable last mile delivery solutions.
Interesting. Ali, I'm going to turn it over to you, and this will be you'll be the last question answered. So what gets your customers excited? I think we've...
Okay, sorry, it was unmuted by the organizer. Like I would answer like with our value proposition, like we are offering the most cost-effective solution. Like we have 2 tiers of the customers. Our business model is B2B and B2C. So we provide the robots to the retailers, by which retailers deliver the product to their customers, end customers. So of course we look after that, we monitor the process. So that's why it is B2B, B2C. So our first tiers of the customers, retailers, they love the idea because they can save at least 50 to 75% in their cost, which is really their biggest problem right now for the last mile delivery. And so they save the cost, but at the same time, there are so many other problems that they don't have to deal with. As mentioned in the presentation, like they don't have to deal with the staff. The things that like the other presenters mentioned, like they don't have to train their team for delivery. They don't have to deal with like the unions. They don't have. They can deliver 24/7. There is no lockdowns. There is no holidays. It is a robot. You can as long as you can fulfill your bag or the orders at your retail location, then the service is available. You can deliver it, and less than like over 75% of the orders can be delivered in less than 1 hour in the radius of 3 miles around the retail. So that is a huge advantage. And early adopters, those retailers that they adopt this solution, they're excited that they're going to have a great differentiation from their competitors. If this retailer is providing robotic delivery versus another one which delivers with traditional methods. So they love the aspects that they do it with a futuristic solution. And from the other end, like the customer and the end customer that is receiving parts, they are happy that it is coming with a sustainable delivery. They are more happy that they don't generate further carbon footprint for the environment. So as Marcus mentioned, the car doesn't have to drive empty back to the spot. Like imagine you order a bag of $15 from a store. They have no choice but to put it inside the car and then send it. One person is driving it, and there is a 3-ton car that has to drive on the highways and then come to your place and then go back empty. So it is not ideal. So that's why we designed it in a way that even with this platform of the robotic, we are delivering 10 orders per trip. So it is unique. And when we do the test on the sidewalks here, people stop on the highways just to watch the robots moving around. So it is exciting. It is that kind of so far we see that the robots working in the factories and going to the space, but now coming to your door. So it is that excitement, that like the happiness in the eyes of the kids watching from behind the window. Oh my God, the robot is coming. So it is a new era. Like it is futuristic. So it is yeah, that's exciting.
It's certainly a brave new world. On that note, I'm going to thank all of you for your time today. I found it highly illuminating. And Ali, I have a customer in Canada who needs some help from us delivering dog food and cat toys. So we should talk after this. And I hope all of you have a great day.
Okay.
Bye, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alicia. Okay.
Bye-bye.